Okay, so I've been putting this off. Not really sure why. Well, I've just been putting off everything lately that I need to do. But this was gonna, well, I don't even know where to start. I was gonna put my, this is what I need to do. I need to just start over. This is not gonna happen. I don't think this is not gonna be the time or the place for this. There's so much. There's so much that I just feel like I need to say, because I guess I haven't felt the need to defend myself in so long that I guess I've just realized that maybe it's not a horrible thing sometimes to not defend myself. But I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to do it because I just don't. I'm so mad about the whole situation. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that Alan did this, and I know I'm not surprised. I'm not at all surprised. But it's like, literally, I realize that I'm not worried necessarily. It doesn't scare me. I mean, it obviously, it scares me to think how much I can't form a complete sentence. I don't know that anybody dies these days under, like legitimate circumstances or without parts of it. I mean, just, I don't know. I don't really even, that doesn't bother me that much. Like I was saying before, I've accepted that my reputation is not going to be very high amongst a lot of people, and I'm fine with that, because those are people that I don't necessarily want to be affiliated with anyway. But the two people that I do care about their opinion so very much are my kids, and my heart breaks for them so much. I actually know why I'm having so much trouble making this video. One of the reasons was because I didn't have it all planned out. I'm not going to say that. However, I did have kind of a plan. I wanted to read the messages. I wanted to read the messages that I sent Alan while I was with the kids, and that it was like he did not even, it was like they didn't happen until I got this text from him that was like 3 years long, literally just like almost as if none of anything else even happened, and it was just so far-fetched. It was so ridiculous, and I just can't. But it's real life. Like, it is fucking crazy as it actually is. Him saying that if I don't get my shit together right now, the door may close on me. I may lose my kids forever. I need to read the messages because I need to paint the picture, because like I said, it's, I've done a great job, and I guess maybe it is easier to rationalize things or know the truth in your own mind, but and not have to acknowledge it, because it's so much harder to talk about it without giving the whole story, or giving my part of it, at least, or the pieces that I feel like are part of it. It's hard to talk about it and not go into detail, but just to for it to be out of context for me to say that, yeah, I got a text from him that was 3 years long that said that nobody likes me, that my mom doesn't like me, my sister doesn't like me, obviously. That my daughter, that no one likes me, and that he's the only one that even takes up for me. He makes the kids have anything to do with me, but if I keep this up, that he won't even do that anymore. And this is a wake-up call for me. And I'm so concerned. It bothers me to think that there's people that fucking delusional just walking this earth, just looking like the rest of us, I guess I shouldn't say all the rest of us, because I probably don't really fit in that Homo sapien category much at all anyway, but actually believes it. When I told him the weekend before that, no, I would not go there on Saturday. The Saturday after Wednesday that his girlfriend walked out on him. And I have not talked to my daughter. I have talked to my daughter maybe twice this entire year. It is November. Yeah. It's almost December. The year's almost over. And I've spoke to my daughter once, maybe twice. I take that back. January was actually the closest that we've ever been, I'm pretty sure, because it was when she was doing her cheer tryouts and stuff. So besides that, so I went from being more involved in her life than I probably have been since whatever. But I went from that to literally no contact with her. Jackson, I spoke to from time to time, and literally I say that like probably 3 to 4 times the entire year. And 2 of those times was him saying what Alan wanted him to say, asking me about my job and stuff just to catch me in lies, and asking me if I was going to get a villa anytime soon, just so Alan could get on the phone and lecture me. And then he tells me his girlfriend left him again for like the 5th time, or the 4th time, maybe 4th time. She's left him 4 times, came back 5 times, something like that. I don't know. Kids these days and their math. He told me that he asked Jackson and Briley their advice. They gave him relationship advice. He said that. He left. So Briley, when my mom and Tammy picked me up from here on the way, with the kids on the way back to Springfield, the day before Thanksgiving, Briley didn't want to talk to me, which is, it's not fine. It's sad. I mean, I'm not acting like it's not a big deal. It's a very big deal. But that's the situation as it is. And I understand that. And I'm not going to force it because it makes it worse. Just like on her birthday, when of course I wanted to talk to her more than anything in this world. But, Alan, of course, texts me that evening, you don't even want to say happy birthday to your daughter. That's, like, oh, I'm so shitty. I said, no, I do. I want you to ask her to make sure that she wants to talk to me. I want you to tell her that I love her and I would love to talk to her on her birthday, but that I don't want to upset her, because I understand what Alan could never understand, because along with having the most fragile feelings in the entire world, he also is the least empathetic at all, because he doesn't, because he's, So she didn't want anything to do with me, and that's fine. I understand that. But when we got to Springfield, it was getting dark, and she called him on right as we were getting into town, and told him that, we were almost there. She said he was taking her shopping, and when we got to Springfield, when we got to Car Plantation, it was dark, and it was cold, and this poor girl walked up those stairs and sat outside in the dark, in the cold, waiting on him. And so So of course I walked up there with her, you know, and she said, I don't know what you're doing up here. We're about to leave. So I don't know why you're even here. And I said, okay, well, I understand that. And I respect her, you know. Anyway, I don't even think Alan came to a complete stop when he pulled up with his trailer. She was down the stairs. She left her suitcase and everything outside. She was down the stairs. They were gone before I even looked up. I was like, oh shit, she was really serious. So I walked back to the villa. Jackson, Mom and Tammy were already like in bed. And Jackson was there. And yeah, so when I walked in, literally had just been in there for a few minutes, and Alan calls my phone and says, hey, we're back at the house. I had to go drop my trailer off. I'm sitting outside smoking. Did you need to come talk to me? Did you need me for anything? I said, yeah, no, I did. Oh my God, yes. Okay, I'll be right there, you know. Kind of being sarcastic, but also kind of in a good mood because I was around my kids and because I don't mind talking to him. Like, I don't mind talking. I forget why I don't talk to him. But so I went over there and, you know, he's playing on his phone and, you know, pulls up a chair and he's just like, you're just so skinny. You're so skinny. He just kept saying it over and over and over. And I was like, I'm literally the same size that I always am. Like, you know, and then, you know, of course we asked Bradley about it and I'm like, yeah, Bradley, like, agree with him. Like, don't think, you know, like, don't think for yourself, you know, like, But I figured it out, like, way after the fact, you know. I mean, it's simply the fact that he's single, and that's how his reality, that's how warped it is. And I don't want to say warped because I'm not saying that any reality is necessarily real, it's the worst choice of words, correct, or I don't know what even the right word would be, but I know that for your view of someone, of their physical features, of things that you can visually, you know, assess, like, for it to be so wrapped up in your own shit, to think that when I was there with Riley in January helping her with her cheer tryouts, to think that, you know, and he was dating Maddie, that I probably seemed big to him, but not big like fat big, but like big, like fucking big and strong. But I am now too. I was the same size then and I was the same person then. It was just, he didn't need to see me as some weak little damsel in distress. And that's very disturbing to me, to know that, you know, the way he views the world is that much based on his fucked up thinking and his fucked up brain. And yeah, and then so he left Riley by herself that night, like overnight, like left her, I'm sure, to go fuck another, I'm not saying another girl, man. Which, you know, also means that I guess I turned him down. I say I guess because obviously there was never any, it was not like it was a, anything was ever proposed. It's just, I wasn't even willing to be the object of his affection. You know, I wasn't even, and it was cold, you know, I mean, it was cold outside. So I wasn't going to sit outside and talk to him anyway because it was fucking freezing. But also, I can't, it's not even because, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not because I don't want to be unfaithful to Davey, because I can't even, like, I can't even joke. I mean, I can't even, it's so, I couldn't listen to him fucking talk anymore about deer and these people like auctioning them off and just all this crazy stuff. And he's so full of shit. Oh, and then Riley's sitting inside waiting on him to take her shopping. And he's sitting there on the phone and talking to me. I'm trying to talk to Riley because I want to talk to my daughter, you know. I'm like, Alan, take her fucking shopping. Like, why are you just sitting here? Like, why are you using me to make your daughter wait for something? Like, how fucked up is this? It's so fucked up. Live phone training starts in 5 minutes. I think that's a text message. I'm in like this purgatory where I've made it out of training, and I'm an associate publisher on one. But then also I'm also going through training again. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So I'm going through training again because I mean it is for the best. That way I can get, you know, have another opportunity for all the bonuses and stuff. And I think it's gonna click. I don't know why it takes me 72 times to get something, but when I get it, I will get it. But I'm just going through the whole thing again, and I mean it should be a couple weeks, I'd say, at the most, before I really start making some money. And I really want to. I do, but I also really want it to be this and not something else. I don't want another bullshit job. I don't want to be, okay, I need to get back on track though, because the point that I was trying to make is that I know, and I'm going to come back to this and read the message and everything, just to really paint the picture of, you know, all the things, me saying to him, like, please tell Riley that, you know, I don't blame her for wanting to spend time with you, or you know, hell, let's just go ahead and say it. I don't blame her for not wanting to be around me, because I know how much it hurts her. And I know that it does seem like I just come in and out of her life. That's why I told Alan that I wouldn't come that day, just because his girlfriend broke up with him, and he just wants to throw me back in the mix. Like, I'm their mother. Again, the fact that he sees things that shallow, that's a problem in itself. But then the fact that he would turn around and use my words, you know, when I said I'm not just gonna pop back up in her life, like, they're in their life like that. Like, that's not fair. That's not, you know, all those things. Then for him to say in that text message that, you know, Briley didn't even want to see me the other day because it's so hard when I just come in and out of their lives. It hurts too much, you know. No shit. And that's the thing, is that, you know, like, I haven't had anything to do with my kids this whole year. And that's horrible. That's fucking horrible. But I haven't been, but he hasn't even, I haven't been an issue for him. He hasn't needed me to, you know, he's had other ways to satisfy his ego. And I didn't think that was okay, but now I see that it's better to be absent than, you know, I mean, like, the stuff that he was saying was so far-fetched. It was so far-fetched, and everybody will believe it. I know they will. My kids will believe it. You know, I mean, even for him saying, just going back and forth, like, contradicting himself in every other, you know, around every corner, but it was like, but of course they're going to believe that, because they have built they have learned to think in the fucked up way that he thinks, and to associate love with things that are not love at all. I mean, I you know, I mean, I hate that so much, but I know that if I really, really want one day to be able to have a relationship with my kids, and I just need it to not have more damage done to it than it already has. So I'm better off out of sight, out of mind. And I've thought that in the past, but I thought that was a cop-out, and I guess on some level too, I did care what people think, and nothing's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with caring what people think when it comes to the mother that you're being portrayed as, and especially when, I mean, my own kids. It's not like people on the street think I'm one type of mother, but and my kids have no choice to believe it because they're kids. I mean, grown-ups don't even know what to believe these days. Like, they believe something just because it's said, you know? I'm so tired. But so I've been, you know, this thing with Josh and all these dead people that just like have no explanation for it. You know, I have this huge fear that, you know, what if that happened to me? What if something happens and I show up dead?